Firstly, Samson, the Patriotic League of Uganda is not a political party. I have been a member of NRM for quite some time. I am a member of parliament representing the people of Kasambia on the NRM ticket. And even if I wanted to register a political party, still I would not register Patriotic League of Uganda. Because Patriotic League of Uganda was registered as a civic organization that is non-partisan, non-denomination, and non-sectarian. So even if I wanted to register a political party to run politics, I wouldn't register PLU. So where I have been asked to go is where I have been. So there is no way how the Patriotic League of Uganda is contradicting with the principles of PLU. PLU remains a civic organization that is teaching Ugandans patriotism. And I want to request everybody that believes in Patriotic League of Uganda and General Muhoozi Kainerugaba to follow what he says.
Honorable Kamara, let me ask very briefly here. The people being asked to go back to the NRM, were they partyless?
The chairman of the Patriotic League of Uganda, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, did not say that all the members of PLU should go back to NRM. He only said those who are interested in joining politics should only do so while in NRM. So if you want to be a flag bearer for any political party, NRM, he says, is the best political party. When another person asked for, because he was seeking for clarification, he said, how about us who want to run as independents? He said that's also okay. So he didn't command us to go back to NRM. He only said those who want to run for political positions can do so while in NRM.
Interesting. Let me bring in Angelo Izama here. Angelo, with these kinds of developments, how do you see 2026 shaping up? And if you may have a bit of time, where does this leave 2031 if we will make it that far?
Well, you know, politicians in Uganda have a very short time horizon. It used to be that in 2006, when a government is elected, they have 3 years to govern, 2 years to campaign. That range has mostly disappeared. I think that now when an administration is elected today, they have started campaigning yesterday. So as for, 2026, I think you can scrub off what Honorable Kavanda is saying about what PLU is. My own analysis is this. I think, first of all, on General Muhoozi's comments, I really believe that he intended his words to be taken seriously. And so when I hear other people interpret it for him, I find that very unusual, because General Muhoozi expressed a very commonly held belief in Uganda that it is only military men who can manage the country. That's born out of our experience, in our recent history. Just between 1963 and 2005, most Ugandans will tell you that stability is based really on who is holding the center of gravity. And the center of gravity, which is the presidency for the last over 35 years, has been a military general who is also an elected leader. And that center of gravity, I describe it thus. On the one hand, based on our experience, the military man protects us from the soldiers. And he also protects the soldiers from civilians. I think that's how stability is defined. But on the question of what happens electorally in 2026, look, I think the genius of PLU, if you allow me, Samson, is that if you remember, People Power as a movement had a lot more potential. In other words, if People Power had not converted itself into a political party, I think you would have seen a diverse range of candidates in the MP elections that would have come, as Kavanda says, as independents or any candidates of any other color, but then associated themselves with People Power. Had that situation obtained, I think you would have had an overwhelming number of people power candidates in our parliament today. Unfortunately, that did not happen. People power converted itself into a formal political party. Right now, that place of a movement that anyone can associate with has been taken over by PLU. So I see in the next election that PLU candidates or those associated with General Muhoozi and his friends and supporters will probably be the majority opposition candidates. If that happens, and I'm sure it will, then you will see a much more reduced presence of the legacy political parties. And essentially, you will have a situation where the national resistance movement and this new movement called PLU will dominate electoral politics.
Much, Angelo. Very briefly, let me come back to you, Councillor Jude Biamukama. We know that social media is also a place where people do a lot of banter. Should we just look at this as banter, move on? After all, it is the president's son that is the CDF, and just get on with it, if you may.
Samson, this is not banter. We have people in jail because of posts they have made on social media. So there's no way we can start suggesting that the army commanders' posts on X banter, and yet we have the Computer Misuse Act. We have so many young Ugandans who have been jailed because of what they are posting on social media. So there is absolutely no way we can treat the comments, the posts by General Muhoozi as mere banter, unless he renames his account and calls it parody, then we could understand.